You have decided from whose perspective to write your letter, and you thought about whether you wanted to persuade your family member to come to the New World or stay in England. You also decided on 3 reasons to support your opinion and evidence from the text to support each reason. You should have finished your plan except for the conclusion. Before you begin your draft, you need to check your graphic organizer against the opinion checklist. Let me show you what I mean. First, I need to check my introduction to make sure I've included all of the elements. Let's see, I have stated my opinion and I have given a detail which supports my opinion. I may decide to change that later as we read more, but I think it is good for now. I need to look back over my reasons and evidence. I need to make sure I have good reasons that will convince my brother to agree with my opinion, and I need to make sure I have enough evidence to support my reasons. Remember, I said 2 to 3 pieces of evidence would make a strong opinion piece. How will I check my graphic organizer to make sure I'm ready to start my writing? Let's look at it. So it says, is the first reason clear and convincing? Let me look at my first reason. I wrote, gentlemen use power. I think that's convincing because we have read several examples of how the men use their class as power. I'm happy with that reason. Now, let me look back at the checklist. It says, is there enough evidence to support the reason? I will look back at my evidence that I chose to show that the gentlemen use power. I wrote Chapter 4, Arrest John Smith, Create Lies, and Chapter 6, Give Orders to Boys. These were the 2 major incidents so far that demonstrated how the gentlemen use their power over others. After I check my other reasons and evidence against the checklist, I will start to write my draft. First, I will write the introduction, and then I'll write the next 3 paragraphs. Each paragraph will have one of the reasons to support my opinion and the evidence from the text. I will show you how to use the graphic organizer to start my letter. For the introduction, I look at my plan and I know that I'm writing from the perspective of a gentleman, and I'm trying to persuade my brother to come to the New World, because we gentlemen have authority over all others. Since this is a letter, I need to write it in the proper format. First, I will write the date, April 15th. Then I will write the greeting, Dear Robert. Now I will write the introductory paragraph of my letter. Remember, I need to include more details than I wrote on my graphic organizer, and I need to make this sound like a real letter. But I will base my writing on the details from the text. I will write, we have had a long and difficult journey to the New World. Men were seasick, and we battled several storms along the way. We even discussed a few times about turning back, but we finally made it. Thank goodness we are gentlemen among all of these commoners. I think it would be best if you joined me in the New World. You would be a gentleman too, and with that title comes great authority over all. I think that will work. I went back to Chapter 4 and I read the part again about the gentleman arresting John Smith, and then I read the part in Chapter 6 about them ordering the servant boys to clear them a path. I need to use my own words and make it sound like I'm trying to persuade my brother to come over to the New World. So I'll start a new paragraph and I will write, you would really enjoy how we can use our power to do whatever we want. At sea, John Smith was trying to convince others to like him, and we just couldn't have him trying to get others to turn against us. We came up with a great plan to announce that John Smith was trying to overthrow the government of the mission, kill all the council members, and name himself the ruler. We had him chained up and arrested him. He tried to say we were lying, but we used our powers to convince others we were not. We also had these servant boys who we rule over and get them to do whatever we want. They don't have a choice but to do as we say. When we landed, there was so much thick brush to get to the baths, and we were not about to do that ourselves, so we just ordered them to do it for us. It was brilliant. It feels great to have all this power. Today, you will have 2 goals. First, you're going to check your reasons and evidence to make sure they are the best choices, and then begin writing your draft.